What's up, you guys? Tom is back with another Linscents video. Today, we're going to be discussing the 10 fragrances that I wore the most in 2024. But before we get into that, just want to say thank you guys again. It is an honor to be playing on one of those electronic devices, whether it's a cell phone, the tablet, the laptop, the Macintosh, that brand new big screen TV, whether you watch me at home, at work, on a plane, a train, or an automobile, however, wherever you watch me, it is an honor. If you guys are new to this channel and you like what you see, hit the subscribe button, comment, and like. Likes are very important. Now, some of these fragrances you will be able to buy over here at one of these stores with those discount codes. Save yourself a little bit of money. And some of these you may have to search for. But again, I have 10 of them. These are the fragrances I wore the most in 2024. Doesn't mean they are the best fragrances. These just mean these are the fragrances that I decided to say, what the heck? I'm gonna wear that today. And again, a lot of these, there is kind of some kind of you'll see a lot of similarities of all of these. Now, it's not to say I don't like certain fragrances. Obviously, I do like your gourmands and your spices, but there was only a few that I actually just wore a lot of. And when it comes to gourmand fragrances, they're really good. They smell good. They smell good in the air. But you know, with gourmand fragrances, it's something I really gotta just like, you know, pick out, because a lot of times if I do wear a gourmand fragrance, it's kind of just by accident. I just pick it and I just spray it. It's not something where I'm like, yes, I'm gonna wear it. That one exactly. Sometimes it's just close your eyes, you pick, and you get what you get. But these are the ones that there was no doubt about it. I picked it up. I was like, I want to wear it today, and that's what I went with. So I got 10 of them here. One being an honorable mention, and the reason why this is an honorable mention is because this literally could be in this every year, okay? This is one fragrance that I use a lot of. And again, you guys, take a look, okay? A lot of times when these people are telling you to buy this fragrance, this is the best fragrance ever, this is this, that, take a look at the juice. See if they really believe that, because a lot of times the best ever juice to us reviewers are the ones that are actually being used, like this bad boy right here. This guy is Pheromone F Black. Bought this when I first started the little fragrance review journey, if you will. And this thing's always been good, powdery, kind of fresh. I think it's got apple in here and pepper and whatever like that. But man, got this hidden gem right here at TJ Maxx. I think I paid $17 for this size right here, and this thing has always been good to me. So that's why it is on this list. Honorable mention. Again, really good in cold weather. You wear a nice little hoodie and you are good to go with that F Black. Okay, so let's start off, no particular order, okay? Got 10 of them here. We'll go with the one that I wore today because it was a nice cool day. And most cool days, you need something that's strong, you need something that's loud, you need something spicy, you need something warm, something that's going to make you feel good. And that is this bad boy, this Suave Elixir. Now, most people will go Latafa Assad because that is, you know, an Elixir clone as well. But this was the first Elixir clone that I've ever gotten. And honestly, you guys, it's really good. I don't know where you can get it. It's hard to find. It's almost like one of those cool items that you find at the Dollar Tree, only to not find it there the next day. It's like they get it once in a while. This was definitely one of those fragrances right here. Came up, popped up, it was gone. This thing is strong. It's loud. And again, people will say, for the few that know Elixir, Sauvage Elixir, they will ask if you're wearing Elixir when you wear this, okay? So, again, shows you that it's close. Again, this doesn't have to be a one-on-one, but if it gives you similarities, then people will think this is the real deal. Then you can tell people it's the real deal until they get close up to it and be like, man, that's not that small little teeny bottle. It's a big bottle. Sauvage Elixir. That's Suave Elixir from Fragrance World. Next up, you know, I'm going to just go to this bad boy right here because you've seen it in my last video. And again, this was one of my favorite 4 situational fragrances. And I just wore this one a lot. Again, it's like a signature scent worthy. It's date night worthy. It's date worthy. It's everything. And that is this Rasi. It's essential. This thing smells so good. And again, you guys, it's like a YSL Ultimate, whatever you want to call it. But this thing is so good. And last time I put this up on a video, someone said, hey, their barber wears it. And they said it is so fire. And it is fire. You guys go check this one out. Rasi, it's essential. And it's quite strong, okay? Not strong as far as like beast mode, like projection, but it does perform very well. So Rasi, it's essential. Next up, how about we go to the one that, conned me into buying this on a Facebook ad. Again, this was like it's the best smelling cologne ever. It's going to last you 12 hours, no doubt about it. And this was probably the first one I've ever bought based off of a Facebook ad. Most of the time I look at them, I'm like, they're just paying everybody to say all that stuff. And they probably paid everyone to say this one, but I really wanted to try this out just to see what it was like. I didn't get the 12 hours. It wasn't the best ever cologne, but man, did this thing always work. Compliments all the time when you wear this one. This one is from Particle. This Gravite right here. Very nice, beautiful bottle. Nice heavy cap. Beautiful sprayer. This kind of reminds me a little bit of like a Nautica Voyage with a little bit of like Dolce & Gabbana K. Just kind of in that category. You put both of those together. That freshness, that the kind of aquatic wateriness that you get. That sharpness, the freshness from Apple and stuff like that. But Gravite Particle. Okay? Gravite from Particle. Very good one. Wore that plenty of times this year. Next up, obviously this could have been on. This literally could be every year as well, because it is a fragrance that I love to wear often when I want to smell like cedar, which is probably one of my favorite woods of all the woods that are used in fragrance. I like cedar. I like the way like cedar chips smell, those cedar hangers that you get, anything cedar. And especially if it kind of reminds me, which this fragrance does, of like cedar chips that, if you know anything about like reptiles, sometimes you got to get those cedar chips. There's that sharp, bright, woody smell that you get from those cedar chips. And this is what this kind of smells like to me. This is Lalique pour Homme. Now there is one with like a lion. This one is the horse. This one is the horsey one, okay? Now this one, again, to me, fresh, bright, citrusy, woody, kind of gives you that cedary chip vibe. And man, this one is so good. And I wore this numerous times this year as well. Again, one of those fragrances that you could wear literally every year, could be in this top 10 video. And that's why it's here, because I didn't do one last year. So that's why it's here this time, okay? Lalique pour Homme. Next up, this is the one that I wear often. This could either be when I'm just running a quick little errand, or when I want to unwind and when I'm just lounging around the house. One of my favorites. And it's unisex, very unisex. Probably even leans a little bit more on the feminine side of things. But I like this because it reminds me of Banana Republic's Linen Vetiver, or the green tea one. This one is so good. This one is called Pheromone from Mixology, okay? Now, you can only get this from the Oud store out in California. This one right here, this is Pheromone's Mixology, okay? This actually has a little mixture of a few fragrances, Narcotic, Molecule 2, and then another 13 from Lalique, okay? So, this is a mixture of 3 of those fragrances right here. Again, perfume mixology, okay? Again, three different perfumes in one. And this thing smells so good, it would definitely put you in the mood to kind of just unwind, wear a nice white tee, some pajamas, and just get ready to go to bed. Honestly, I like to spray this on the bed. It just smells so good. Mixology Pheromones, okay? Next up, well, we didn't have too many spicy fragrances in here. And the one that we did was a Sauvage Elixir cologne. This one is, I believe, it's a red tobacco cologne or close thereof. This one comes from Maison Alhambra. This is signature number 2. This is that slightly sweet, that dry tobacco, that earthiness, that woody vibe. That man, this stuff is so good, and it smells good. The bottle, the presentation about this, the whole lineup, which we do have right there. Eventually, we'll do my favorites of all 4, but obviously this is my favorite, followed probably by number 3, and then I think 1, and then 4. But man, this thing smells so good. If you like that tobacco smell, which I very much like, I think tobacco, as far as like the cold weather fragrances, tobacco and like cardamom and some of those other spices, those are like my favorite notes in all the fragrance. Tobacco and like cardamom, some of my favorites. And this one, no different. Number 2 from Maison Alhambra. Next up, speaking about cardamom, you take cardamom, you add a little freshness to it, and what do you get? You get this iconic blue Nuit from Grand Lior, okay? Grand Lior, okay? This is a clone or inspired by YSL's blue Electric. Okay, this one right here. This is that cardamom that, think of the original La Nuit alone. You get that cardamom, that beautiful cardamom, that spice, but you kind of freshen it up, slightly more powdery, a little bit more youthful on this one. But man, it'll take you back to those YSL La Nuit days. Again, Grand Dior, iconic Nuit, Pheromone, the blue one. Okay, I think they got some others, but who knows. Next up, we'll go to the one that was, I got lucky and get this one. Now, there is another one out there in the blue, another clone of this fragrance, okay? Not of this exact fragrance, but the fragrance it's cloned. It's another one from pretty much the same exact company, and I do have it, and one day we will do a side-by-side. But this is the one that I got originally, and it was probably like one of the first that you can get. It was one of those fragrances that came up and then went away right away. And this one is from Fragrance World. That one is Midori, and this is their clone of Greenlee. Greenlee, you guys know, fresh green apple, kind of watery, just a beautiful, beautiful, fresh fragrance that can be worn every day. Signature scent worthy, in my opinion. Not a date night fragrance, but during the day, anytime during the day, school, work, play, gym, whatever you want to do. Midori, grab this bad boy right here if you can find it. If you can't find it, here's the other one that we do have that is similar. Again, we will do a video on this one. I haven't done one on it yet, but this one is called that Elixir. Okay, Elixir extract. Okay, this one is from French Avenue, which is, again, like Fragrance World. Okay, so there's that. Next up was probably the last. Again, if you guys notice something, there really isn't that many designers. I do have designer fragrances, but again, sometimes I just don't grab all of them. This was one that I wore a lot this year, and that is from Gaultier. This is Airlines, JPG Airlines. And maybe it's because it's the only JPG I got in my whole collection, but this one is good as well, too. It's got that fresh, you got a little bit of cardamom in here, kind of minty, more green, more fresh, more fresher than the Grand Dior, but kind of in that same ballpark, if you will. Maybe not as powdery, but man, you get that sweet spice from that cardamom. And then there's some green notes in here, which is very nice. Very good, underrated fragrance. I think this might be discontinued. I think I got this for like $40 on fragrancenet.com. And last but not least is probably the one I wore the most this year. Probably like the last 2 years. And probably one that I will recommend every single day of the week. If people say, what should I get? I will point this out to them, especially if they tell me they like fresh fragrances. They like Bleu de Chanel. Maybe they like Bulgaria's Tiger. Maybe they like some Linscents. If they like that, you're going to like this. This is from Ether Parfums. This is Checkmate. Now, this obviously should have been called Triple Threat because it has 3 different fragrances in it. Yes, I think it's Linscents and then Tiger, I think, is all in here, all in one. Very good fragrance, very loud, projects, compliments galore. And this bad boy is so good. This is Checkmate from Ether Parfums. You can only get this on etherparfums.com. Again, use those discount codes that were over there in the video and save yourself 10% because this bad boy is good. It's loud, projects, beast mode, longevity is off the chains. If you guys know, if you have this, because I told you to get it, you know what I'm talking about. That is Triple Threat / Checkmate. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that video. Those are the 10 that I wore throughout this year the most. Which ones did you guys wear? Did you guys wear any of those? Probably not, because you guys don't like those. But nah, I'm just kidding. You guys like those. I like those. Those are my top 10. What are yours? Peace out.